Hi everyone, happy Sunday. Welcome to today's Vinyasa Flow. As you can see, I have my song bowl out. I was inspired to play a little bit before we really start into our practice, but while we set up our breath, I will play a little bit. I have created a sequence today from an online app and I'm just giving it a try. So I have it printed out in front of me, so I'm going to be kind of like eyeing it and going. So hopefully I'm able to keep a very smooth transition and flow for us. But we'll see. Like I said, this is me practicing my chance to like really just practice and see what works and see how it goes. And that's why I've invited you all to tag along if you so wish. So let's get started in a seated position. I'm sitting. I always mix up those words. In a seated position, but okay, I'm sitting on a blanket. My sits bones, I'm gonna lift my flesh away from my sits bones, kind of wiggle down, get comfortable, roll my shoulders down and away. And here, if you like, while I'm playing the song bowl, you can gently close your eyes or gaze softly off the tip of your nose. And just tuning into our natural breath here. Just paying attention as you inhale and as you exhale, letting the chest rise as you inhale, and let it softly fall in your exhale. Silence with the song bowl. Set that off to the side. All right, so we're going to stay in our comfortable seat, our easy seat, and roll our shoulders down and away. Let's do some minor shoulder rolls. So rolling your shoulders up towards your ears and down and away. Bringing some slight motion and awareness to your body, noticing any sensations, the fluidity of the movement, the mobility of your shoulders, and rolling the opposite direction, and up towards your ears, towards the front of the room, and rolling back. And coming to a neutral position, inhale your arms up. Exhale, right hand to the ground, left hand reaches towards the wall on the right side, bicep by ear. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left hand comes down. Right arm by ear. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling. Working with your own breath. Finding a flow here and some movement. Last one, left side. Inhaling, arms to center. Exhale, twist to the right, left palm on right knee, right hand on the earth behind us, gazing over that right shoulder, spinal twist. Using your exhale to twist a little deeper. Inhale, arms to center. Exhale, twist to left. Gaze beyond that left shoulder. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist farther. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Finding our flow here. Inhale to center. Creating some warmth. Exhale to the left. Inhale. And exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale, twist, gaze over that shoulder. Inhale to center. Exhale, bring the forearms to plant towards one another. Palms meet, keeping those forearms and elbows zipped up. Feeling the pressure between the palms of your hands. Gaze is right off the tops of the fingertips. Pull that navel to spine and breathe here. Inhaling. And on our exhale, we're going to cactus our arms open. Inhale. Exhale, cactus the arms. We can open our heart. Gaze can go slightly upwards. Inhale, arms come to center. Really zipping up those elbows. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, hands together. And exhale, release. Go ahead and remove your blanket if you have one. And set it up to the side, putting your feet underneath you for a tabletop pose. Aligning our hands right underneath our shoulders, knees are under our hips, a micro bend in our elbows if we find ourselves hyperextending. You'll know if you're hyperextending because the eyes of your elbows are going to want to point towards the front of the room. You're hypermobile. So draw those elbows slightly towards one another, the insides of the elbows, micro bend. If you're experiencing hypermobility, draw that navel to spine. And from here, we're going to lift the left knee and bring it towards the right elbow. And exhale. I'm just going to widen my stance a little bit. That was a little narrow. Inhaling, right knee to left elbow. And exhaling, place it back down. This time we're going to integrate the elbow to knee. Inhaling, right elbow to left knee. And exhale, placing it back down. Inhale, left elbow, right knee. Exhale, place it down. Working with your breath. Let's go for one more, both sides. On an inhale, right elbow to left knee, draw it in. Exhale, place it back down. Inhale, left elbow, right knee. And exhale, place it back down. Go ahead and roll through those hips, find some opening. From here, we're going to step our left foot out to the side and then lift our left arm to the sky and find an opener. Reach those fingertips to the ceiling. Allow for a line of energy from the earth of your right hand to draw up and exit out those left fingers, really reaching navel to spine. And then lower it back down. Allow the knee to follow, stack it under your left hip as you step your right foot out to the side. And draw that right arm to the sky. Really reach, feeling the pull, the opener of the chest. And lower back down. Bring the knee with you. Stepping that left foot. Inhaling and exhaling, hand to the earth. Setting yourself up on the right side. Finding a flow. One more, both sides. Lowering that hand and that knee. Take your knees as wide as the mat. Sit your hips back. Walk your hands out in front of you. Reach down. Rest your third eye on the mat and take a child's pose. Breathing here, make it active. Working through those arms and reaching your sits bones towards the earth. Grounding here. Sinking back up with your breath. And walking up onto our knees, tuck your toes, send your hips to the sky for the first downward facing dog of the day. So your feet are about hip distance apart. Your hands are reached in front of you. Weight is in the L of your hands, so that thumb and that forefinger, really press them into the earth. Allow your biceps to roll open, feeling activation in your triceps. You can take a micro bend in your knees or bend your knees as much as you need, bringing your torso towards your knees and then straighten through those hamstrings. Extend through the back of the legs. Neck is long. Gaze is on the floor behind you, between your feet, even farther. If you need, you can bend one knee at a time, allowing yourself space here to work up to this hamstring stretch. And if your heels aren't reaching the floor, that's perfectly okay today or any day. This is your practice. And coming back to that down dog, bend your knees a good amount, look forward, and then walk your feet in between your hands. Press into the four corners of your feet, down into the mat. Take your arms and reverse swan dive up. Gaze goes to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart center in prayer pose. Releasing your arms, follow those fingers up. Inhale. Exhale. exhale, hands to heart center as you fold at the hips. Hinge at the hips and come to a forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need here. We don't want to feel any strain in our lower back. Allowing this to be a hamstring stretch. And from here, walk your palms of your hands onto your shins or your thighs. We want to have a flat back and present our heart. So opening up through the heart, gaze is forward. This is your halfway lift. And then exhale, walking your hands all the way to the ground for that forward fold. Bend your knees a good amount and step your feet back, coming into a high plank. Here we can lower our knees to the mat, drop the tops of our feet, bend our elbows and allow us to lower all the way down, coming to the mat, keeping our hands where they are. Push up through the hands to lower our chest to cobra pose. Tucking our toes here, using the weight of our front body and our hands to push up back into downward facing dog. Bend our knees a good amount, look forward, and here you can walk to the front of the mat, float or hop. So jumping to the front of your mat if it's in your practice. And reverse swan dive up. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Again, hinging at the hips. Pressing the palms of the hands onto our shins or thighs, presenting our heart for halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Exhale, inhale, step it back. High plank. Exhale, you can have your knees to the ground or lower, chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. Roll back. Downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward, hop, step, or jump. Reverse swan dive. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, present your heart. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to high plank, lower knees or all the way down for chaturanga, halfway. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to sky, three-legged dog. Look forward between your hands and step your right leg through, your right foot through. It's going to come right in the center of your hands. Your hands are framing that right foot. Ground through your left hand and reach your right hand to the sky. Twist to the right side. Gaze looks up at right fingertips. Breathing here. Checking in. Lift that left knee. Engage. Extend to that left leg. We want our right knee stacked on top of that right ankle. And lower right hand to the earth. Lower that left knee down. Come up. Crescent lunge. Feeling an extension to that left hip flexor. Roll your pinkies towards one another, allowing opening through the back body. And frame that right foot. Lift that left knee. And step it forward to meet the right. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back. Find your Vinyasa flow. I'll show you all the way to the ground again. Cobra. Press up, meeting in downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg to sky. Three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, plant through that right hand and lift left arm to sky. Gaze follows those fingers. A nice line of energy. Engaging that right leg, lifting that right knee. And we're strong here. And on your next exhale, releasing left hand to mat, lower that right knee down, crescent lunge. Feeling the stretch, that right hip flexor, left knee stacked over left ankle. On your next exhale, framing that foot. Lift that right knee, right foot comes up to meet the left. Plant your heart. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. You can meet in down dog or take your vinyasa flow here. You're always welcome to take a child's pose as you need in your practice. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Float to the top of your mat. Meeting in Tadasana. And coming to the top of our mat, finding a hip distance apart. You can take your two fists together. Walk them down and then frame them with your feet. Standing up, ground through all four corners of your feet. Lift your toes to activate those four corners, to really feel them. You can roll side to side just to kind of get a feeling of what those four corners I'm talking about are. Come back to center, lower those toes to the ground. Ground through that left foot, shift all of your weight. Let your right leg be kind of loose. And then we're going to lift our right knee. We can keep it here. I wanted to offer the modification of staying with your toes on the mat, just kind of lifting your knee here. We can lift a little further. We're not coming into tree pose, but we're going to grab the inner thigh with that right arm. We can place our left hand on our hip, find stability, and sort of open that right hip, point the toes outward to the right to allow for an external rotation of that hip. So staying here, if this feels good, if this is enough for you, we want to square off our hips. So bring our left hip a little bit forward as our right hip comes back, making sure we're not locked at the knee, that we're engaged. And if we want a little bit more, if it's in our practice, we can take our two peace fingers and grab our toes. We can stay here, or we can extend the leg out a little further. Find something not moving to stare at here as you extend your right leg out. I'm going to come back to center. I'm going to hold here, grab back inside of my thigh here. Wherever you're at right now, stay for 2 more breaths. And gently release your hand and allow that leg to float back to the earth. Go ahead and shake it out. Woo. All right, so realigning our feet, activating those 4 corners, plant through that right leg, allow the left leg to become jello, and take your right hand to that right hip. And if it's in your practice, lifting our heels, staying on our toe, or coming back here at any point, reaching for that inside of that left thigh, point the toes out to the left side. Staying here if it's in your practice. We're taking those peace fingers, and you can stay here as well. And then from here, go on extending. Extend that left leg out. It's important to find a dristi or have a soft gaze on a non-moving object. This will help you keep your balance. So extend. And one more breath here. Trying not to let the leg drop heavy, just allowing it to float back into the earth, and then shaking it out. If you're at the front of your mat, step sideways, turn to face the side. I'm in my center, so I'm just going to take a wide stance. So we're going to be the long way on our mat and take a nice wide stance, like 3 or 4 feet. Our toes are facing the wall in front of us. Our feet can be a little bit like 45 degrees out or parallel to the mat. Whatever feels best in your practice, you're going to feel a different activation depending on where your toes are. So inhaling, arms up, pressing through the edges of those feet. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Now staying here, if it's in your practice, I invite you, if you have a block, that you have the block in front of you. For here, then you can just extend forward to the block. If you have a chair, you don't have a block at home and you want to have a chair, go ahead and bring that in front of you, and you can hinge over and find support there if this stretch is just a little bit too much for your practice today. So staying here, if it feels good, we're going to go into the next pose. We're going to turn our left foot to the outside of the room and bend that right knee, coming into Chandrasana. So we can keep our hands on the earth. You can have a block here. You can bring your hands to heart center, or you can go into a bind. Whatever is in your practice and feels good for you today. And then pushing ourselves up, coming back into that forward fold. Both toes point ahead. Bending through that left knee as we allow that right foot to open up. Fingers on the earth, hands in prayer. Or taking that bind, opening through that right shoulder. So that's what that looks like. Pressing ourselves up. Let's go through that one more time. Again, if you're happy in your wide-legged forward fold, stay here. If you need a break, go ahead and find a child's pose on the mat. So, inhale, exhale, bend through that right knee. Left leg opens. Hands can stay here. Hands at heart center, or finding that bind. And walking back up to forward fold. Exhale, bend that left knee, allow that right foot to roll open, hands to heart center, or find that bind. Really allow that chest to open. Walking our way back up to that wide-legged forward fold. And walking towards the front of our mat by pivoting both feet to the front of the room, stepping that left foot up to meet the right. Go ahead and pedal it out. We're in ragdoll, so grab opposite elbows. Allow yourself to hang here. And planting our hands, stepping back into a high plank. You can go into a child's pose here or meet in down dog. High plank. Find your vinyasa flow. And shifting our weight forward, bring our knees as wide as the mat, toes touch, send your hips back, child's pose. Allow your third eye to rest on the mat. Staying here for a few breaths. Keeping your arms active, but allowing those hips to sink down. Another variation of child's pose is to have your knees together and your arms down at your sides. That's a more restorative pose. Take another breath here. And slowly working your way up to a seated position. Facing the front of our mat, we're going to have our feet planted on the earth, sort of walking on our sits bones, allowing the flesh of our body to make way for those bones on the earth. Walking our spine nice and tall, crown of our head reaches towards the ceiling, shoulders down and away. Start to present our heart, opening through those shoulders. Let's reach our arms out in front of us. Roll back onto our tail, our sits bones here. Reach our toes. And then inhale together. Exhale. Reach out. Keeping our chest open. Navel tucked to spine. Modification is holding here, or continuing to move with your breath. One more. Exhale. Allow your feet to come to the mat. Roll our shoulders down the way. We're going to slowly lower down vertebrae by vertebrae. And hugging your knees to your chest. Rolling out anything that needs a little loving. Staying here, if you have a block handy, go ahead and grab it. So we're going to be on our back. Our feet are going to be on the earth, knees bent. Let's walk our heels towards our glutes on the mat. Knees are natural hip distance apart. Sort of lift up your shoulder blades and walk the meat underneath you to have a little bit of support, allowing for a natural curve in the lower spine. We're going to engage our glutes, press up to the feet, and lift our hips as we slide the block right under our sacrum. Allow our shoulders to open, chest is presenting itself to the sky, palms face up. We're going to stay here in a restorative pose. If you don't have the block, lift your legs up using your hands, or lift your hips up, So having your hips lifted, glutes engaged, take a bind with your hands underneath your buttocks and then walk underneath of your shoulders together, really trying to zip those shoulders together, having to support with your hands underneath you, reaching those hips to the sky. This is a little bit more active. Both are great. Keeping those glutes engaged. Let's take 2 more breaths. Lifting through those glutes. Thighs are active. And on your next exhale, undo those hands or remove that block and slowly lower that spine to the mat, hugging your knees into the chest. Walk those inner thighs on the outside of your rib cage and grab the outsides of your feet for happy baby. Hugging the outside of your legs into the inside of your arms. One more breath here. And on your next exhale, releasing to the mat. Go ahead and stretch out your legs away from you. Allow your shoulders to roll open, palms face the ceiling, opening through the heart, elongating through the neck. Allow those knees to become soft and just naturally fall open as you release yourself to this moment on the mat. Slowly closing off the eyes. Bringing awareness to the space in between your eyebrows. Releasing this point on your face. Maybe drawing awareness to your mouth and turning the corners of your mouth into a slight smile as to relax the muscles of your face. Take a swallow and release the tongue from the roof of your mouth. And scan your body from your shoulders, down your arms to your fingers, your chest to your torso, to your pelvis, down your legs into your toes. Allowing yourself to melt into this moment. yourself, embracing the moment. If you like to keep your eyes softly closed or a soft gaze, gently push yourself up into a seated position, joining me with hands and heart center. And I honor the place in you that is of love, light, and happiness. I honor the place in you that the universe resides. When I am in this place in me, and you are in this place in you, we show up as one. Namaste. Thank you very much for showing up today for yourself and for my practice. Have a great rest of your day.